Audio.etc is proudly supported by Auto Sound and Security. Hey guys, how's it going? James here from Audio.etc. Hopefully one of the last videos for making parts for the C5 Corvette subwoofer box today. Literally all I have to do is make up the trim pieces that are going to go here, here and here, glue and brad nail them on, and then the box will be pretty much done and ready for carpet. But before I do carpet, I kind of want to do like a test fit and a test bump, maybe get some sound out of it. That would be good. And I also just realized I haven't done anything for wiring on the inside. I have thought a wee bit about how I want to do the speaker wires or terminals or what have you, but I haven't fully decided yet. I'm thinking I might do the old, just some bolts through the side of the wood with some, you know, ring crimps on them. I think they're probably going to be the most shallow profile type of connector. That, or I could have a piece of wire literally just sticking out of the box with it all sealed up with glue, and then have the connector a bit further away from the box in case that takes up extra space. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. For now, all I need to do is make up these pieces, and I think I've got a tactic as to how I'm going to do it. I know this width here that it needs to be. It's just 55 minus 100 mils, so it's 45 wide, and then I can just measure this distance from here up to this corner. I can make just one big sheet out of it, and then all I have to do is mark the center of where this hole would be, and I can use the circle jig router again. Hopefully it goes far enough to be able to, you know, get that perfect arch cut that's going to match the profile of this subwoofer ring. Hopefully that works. Only thing that I can see setting me back on that is maybe my circle jig on the plunge router not being able to go that far, but I think it should. It's a pretty big jig. But yeah, that's the plan. So what's this measurement here? 483. 483 by, this should be 450. Yep, 483 by 450, 18 millimeter. Width ones. Whoa. That lines up with that. Sweet, cool, got that right. Now I need to try and find the center of this hole in relation to these corners. Should be doable. Okay guys, so got the router ready to cut the hole. What I did, was I measured. So what I did was I measured the distance from here to here, and which gave me this mark here, and obviously the center of the hole is directly between here and here, so just marking halfway between these 2 points gave me my center. And then what I had to do was know where the cut was going to be, and I know that the cut is going to be exactly 50 millimeters south of this point here, so I measured down 50 millimeters, marked the point, and then I put the router in the hole which I had drilled out to a 5mm, and set it up so that the tooth cuts to this point here, which has given me, and I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but I've used the router to very lightly scour out the shape that it's going to cut, and we've got this big arch here and a couple of cuts here and here. So we've got the two triangles and the big one, and I can just double check that I've got it all right by doing an approximate measurement. So that's going to be approximately 230 long, and if I just check that on here, 230, yep, so that's right. And then the top ones will be approximately 110 long, which is correct because you guys can't really see it, but the scar is right there. So I think I've got it set up completely right. I can put the router back in, plunge through, and cut the shape out. I'll be left with a great big piece of wood, but that can be used for spare later on, and I'll get my two shapes. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but a technique I like to use when doing the circle jig router cut is I like to go down about halfway or just a bit further on one side, and then flip it over and start cutting from the top again and have the point where the two cuts meet in the middle, because here's a prime example of why. I kind of forgot to, so this one you can see looks much nicer than this one, but this line you see in the middle is where the 2 points meet, and if you do them if you just go the whole way through, A, you carve up your table, and B, it leaves a nasty sort of burr at the bottom edge where it finally, managed to cut through. But if you go from both directions, then it leaves it in the center, and then with that, what's very easy to do, what I was able to do with this one is just use the flush trim router bit to take off that burr, but obviously I forgot to do it on this piece of wood before I attached it all. But it's not a problem. It's like I can probably use a piece of sandpaper just to get rid of it. It's not that big of a problem. But I still prefer to have that in the middle of the piece of wood rather than down on the bottom edge or the top or something where it's annoying. And it means you don't put big, router marks in your table. In fact, I saw a piece over here before that was an example of it. Ah, there it is. That is what happens if you just go the whole way through, and that's the top of your table, unless you use this, which is like a scrap piece. But still, it's just easier to take the router out, flip it over, and go through from the other side. So, enough talking about it, let's do it. Okay, I was just about to tell you guys that I'm done, oops, but I realized I have made a slight mistake. Didn't really think when I was using the 45-degree router bit that there's going to be a top and bottom / left and right, and so what I've ended up now with is two right-hand pieces. Oh, this piece keeps falling off, and this thing's keep tipping. Okay, oh, stay. This thing is so edgily balanced. That one's good. I just have to decide which of these two I prefer. Probably this one. Yep, that one can go there. So what I need to do now is copy this exact shape with a flush trim router bit, and then 45-degree the other side of it, because I did this one upside down. While I was doing it, I was finding the giant 45-degree bit, which is quite blunt by the way, quite sketchy to work with such a tiny little piece of wood. So what I ended up doing was just making up a sort of a block handle thing, which I was able to sort of put on there, and then kind of use it as a bit, just get my hands out of the way a wee bit, so that if in the event of something catching, my hand doesn't get pulled into it, because that would be the last thing I want. But yeah, anyway, I need to copy this shape now.
Eventually.
Okay, here we go. A wee bit later on, I ended up having to use a new flush trim router bit, kind of in a semi-dodgy way with this other router here, because I'm pretty sure that big one I had there has gone blunt, because it's starting to bite and it was cutting the shape a real bitch. But anyway, yeah, here's what it's looking like. Got the piece made up. Looks good. So that will sit there. If I just line the lines up, like the corners and that's pretty much what it will look like. This is what we're looking at. So you can see the 45 cuts on all of them. Hopefully that'll look good once I've got carpet laid over top of it. And I guess all I can do is hope that the carpet will stretch enough to kind of push into this recess here. That would be ideal. Yeah, next step, glue them down and brad nail them. Okay, there we go. Glued and nailed on. Done. Good to go. The box is officially 100% built. All that's left obviously is finishing it with a coat of black, wrapping it in carpet, filling it with some Dacron, and running some wires into it somehow. One thing I think I can do just while the glue is drying, because I don't want to paint it until obviously that is finished drying, I think I might sit the subwoofer in there and mark where the subwoofer hole, the screw holes are going to be, and I can drill those out. And the woofer is in the box. Guys, it's bolted in, it's not wired up, so I can't test it yet because I have to do wires, but I just couldn't resist putting it in the box, testing, making sure that all my screws do line up with their holes and that they all go in fine without any resistance, which they did. It's good because it means I got the screws all in the right place. One of the long screws that I got for the grill has gone amiss. I can't find it. Possibly it's stuck to the magnet of the woofer, but I'll check that when I take it back out and make sure it's not. But it's all good, it's in. I want to see how heavy this box is now and put it in the car and try and put the roof in and make sure I haven't made a major fuck up, because that's one of the criteria of this job, is that the roof, which is on the car, has to still be able to fit over top of this box. So let's try put it in. Whew, that's a good workout. Okay, something like that. These out of the way. The wires out of the way. There we go, it's in. Okay, that's in the car. Let's get the roof. Got a feeling I'm gonna have to take the woofer out of the box to get the box actually back out, because once you get that thing in there, it almost suction vacuums itself in there because of all the air that it pushes out of the way. Which is good, we don't need to secure it down. I think gravity will do that fine. It's easier getting it off than on by yourself, I'll say that. Alright, have I fucked up, or is it all good still? This goes to approximately here. Line up those locators. That has to go like that. And then this comes down. Get that out of the way. In its spot, that's, yep, and I think we're good. That comes up, it comes up. Wonder if I can get my arm under there and feel if there's clearance or not. There should be. Can't feel the woofer. What I could do is use the old Apple Watch spy camera. If I go to, where is it, camera on my watch, it opens up the camera on my phone and I can see what my phone sees. Oh, boom! Dang, son. There's like a centimetre of clearance at the minimum between the top of the woofer grill and the roof. I wonder if I can take a picture. And take a picture. Hey Grant, check out the spy cam. It's quite handy. Yeah, I stick my phone around the corner and watch my watch. Let me try to take another picture for you guys. Try that way. So there is the top of the woofer against the roof. And that's with the roof sitting all the way down and locked in as well. Sweet. There we go, guys. It fits. Okay. Get the roof back out. Oh, I have to unlock it. What a legend. Now getting this thing back in by yourself. You have to rotate it around this way. Easy peasy. Not. And that's what it's going to look like in the car, guys. But black carpet, obviously. Sweet. Hopefully my little profile bits don't... Yeah, what do you guys think? Do they look like they match the imp rack a wee bit? That was kind of the idea. Yeah, not too bad. I'm pretty happy. Okay guys, so because I'm too impatient and desperate to hear this thing go before the weekend, I think I'm going to do the wiring side of things next. I've been thinking about a couple of things. I thought I could either use some of that 7-core trailer cable again. That would be ideal because I could allocate 4 of the cores which would be 10 amp each to the subwoofer and 2 of them to the LEDs. That, or I could obviously use the 15 amp, as same as what I did for the thing. The reason I would go for that over like something else is because the fact that it's more circular, which means it will fill, if I drill a hole in the box, it would fill up the hole a bit better. It would be easier to seal off. But I'm thinking I'd probably rather just use some 12 gauge and 18 gauge and have them come out the same hole, and I can seal it from the inside pretty easily with some RTV or something like that. And I think I'm going to have the connection on the outside of the box rather than bolts like I was originally thinking. I'm going to use, I think, some bullet crimps, because I had a feel, like, and as best as I can tell, it does feel like there is some gap in between the side of the box and the side of the hole which it's sitting in. At least there would be enough room for some of these crimps to be in, so I think I'm going to use these. They'll just be easiest to connect it and disconnect it. So that's the plan. It's not actually too bad to get out from feeling, so I'm just going to put my... It's easier if you got the panel on this side out, like this panel, because I can put my hand under and lift it up, and then just sort of wriggle up like that. And then I can do the wiring side of things out here since it's cleaner. And maybe I could put it down on this thing rather than having it up on that. Oh no, I'll bring that pad through. It's just as easy. Oh, there's that screw I was missing. I knew it would be there somewhere. Get rid of all the dust on this. Far out, man. Well, at least we know that there isn't a screw on the magnet of the woofer now. Let's do this where there's no water. So as I said before, guys, in case you didn't pick up on it, I had these 4 great big long ones from a previous Rockford Fosgate sub holding the grill on, and the wire just goes through that hole up there, out like that. There's the grill, and now the sub has got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these big fat screws holding it in, plus those 4 that I put in with the grill. Which is going to be ideal in length. Might even do separate holes each core, like positive and negative, because they're circular. So I'll probably be able to drill 2 holes better. does that go all the way down to... That's where I should go. Okay, there we go. Crimps are done and wired up. Now we need to see if we can get the box in here and the wires stuffed down the side here. I'll vacuum that section later on. Man, it's a lot lighter without a sub in it, unsurprisingly. So what I could probably do is sit that up there while I connect it. Connect this end like negative and positive, positive and negative. So now I need to try and stuff those wires down the hole there as I'm lowering this in. Okay, this needs to be down like that. Yeah, perfect. Nicely done. LED wires and my sub wires. I'm wondering if I should put, because the thing is, I'm not going to be able to put interconnects on the subwoofer LED wires because you can't get interconnects through this hole obviously. So what I'm going to have to do is when I do the final installation, I'll have to either solder them or do interconnects once it's hooked up. Like put the wires for the LEDs through the hole, then do the connection, which means you won't be able to pull it back out, or put the wires through and solder them. But either way, it's not going to be a huge issue. What I think I'll do now, what I need to do is sit the woofer up here, right, and then shove these LED wires through their hole, like that, and just for the sake of theoretically wiring it up, I'm just going to do a quick twist and tie, just so we can have them going for the demo. Just a quick one. Negative, positive. Just put a piece of tape over the positive, just so it can't short out anything. This is just a temporary wire up. This isn't how I do my wiring jobs. You guys know that. Okay, that. And now, what I need to do is the woofer wires. Okay, so now the next step is to lift the grill off. Give the grill LED wires some slack. We just rest that there and put the woofer in. I need to put that straight, okay. And then that goes down there. Rotate so the holes line up. Okay, now screw in the woofer. I just realized before I put the woofer in, or screw it in anyway, because we're getting towards the end of the day, because I won't have time to take it back out and everything, and after I've done a demo, before I screw this in, I need to take it back out and put RTV around those wires to seal it off, so that it dries obviously over the weekend, otherwise I'll have to take it all back out. Although, I'll have to take it back out at some point anyway, just to like carpet it and paint it and everything like that, so I could probably do it then. Yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll just screw it in for today, and then I'll seal off those holes next time. Now the grill, dust this. Man, it seems impossible to dust it without putting more on it. Put this through here. Okay, she's in. Time to fire it up. So it's important to remember that the subwoofer is in no way run-in. I did do a wee bit of running in a few episodes ago, like I tried to have it running for a wee bit, but it's going to need it's going to take a good long time for it to loosen up, I think. So this is a unrun-in version test. Let's find a bassy song. Find something that I like demoing with that is ideal and I know is clean. Okay. Now, this is the subwoofer down. I'll adjust it as we go. Dude, my subwoofer box works! That thing is moving! That 1000 watt amplifier does a fucking good job. Like, cause you guys know the amps are tuned with the DD1, so they're tuned to absolute perfection with zero clipping input. That was at about 24 out of 30. Remember, I've set it up so I can go all the way to 30, maximum volume, zero distortion. And the subwoofer was moving like crazy there. And that's with the subwoofer output on 0, as in like 0 out of 15, because it can go up to plus 15, it distorts at plus 11, and that was on 0. I just don't want to thrash it too much. It's like its first run, you know. I don't want to go too hard on it. Oh, that sounds good. I want to see how loud it is outside the car real quick. Turn it back up a wee bit. Actually, that's really well deadened. Can't hardly hear it. There's no rattling out here whatsoever. Very well deadened car. Hardly even moving. That sub is hardly even moving. I've seen those Rocket Fosgate subs move like crazy. I know that they can do it, I just don't want to. I always hate thrashing subwoofers that much, it scares me. I'm not like Steve Mead. I can't just hook a sub up to a 4000 watt amp, turn the gain up and see what happens. Especially not when it's not my sub and I haven't paid for it. Oh man, that's great. try another song because that was quite a droney, bassy song. I want to try something that's got a bit more punch to it, like a tighter bass. So this is some really good glitch hop by Audio. It's called Snorkel. It's got a long intro though, so I'm going to fast forward it. This is still with the Subwoofer 1.0. Good news is that listening to that at that volume, there's still no distortion or any rattles for that matter. Not a rattle in this car, I have to say. Very nicely done, Chevrolet. I think the fiberglass works. Everything is really well deadened. That sounds awesome. I'm going to stop it there. It needs to cool down. Otherwise, very, very good though. The LEDs don't look too bad actually. Let's just have a quick look again. In the rear view mirror, even when you're not, like, if you don't see the sub directly, like, cause see there's the sub, but you can see a reflection of the LEDs on the window. Looks good. I'd be happy. Hopefully the customer likes it. Nice. Alrighty. I better close out this video. It is 4:57. We go home at 5. We stop. So I'm going to close out this video here. That is it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I got the test bump done. Got the wiring done. Box is finished being built. What have I got left to do on it? I need to... Done all the sanding. Okay, I need to paint the outside black. I need to put a little bit of Dacron or some sound muffling deadening material on the inside of it. Bit of Dacron, polyfill stuff. And then I need to wrap the box, and that's it. And the system will be done. Yeah, it's going real good. I reckon end of next week she'll be done, as long as no one books me in like too crazy amounts of stuff for me to do all week. But then I reckon the system will be done by the end of next week. And the roof, we know the roof fits in. It's going really good. And it sounds awesome. I'm happy with my box. Yay. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching today's video and following along with the build. Yeah, as I said, I'm hoping to get it done next week. Hope you guys all have a really good weekend. I myself am going away to my parents' batch in Wainui with my partner Jessica, and we're going to look at a potential place for us to have our wedding. I said partner, I should have said fiance. That would make a bit more sense. Otherwise you guys would be like, whoa, you guys are planning ahead. So that's what I have to do this weekend. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Choose to be happy, and I will see you on Monday next week. Kite Ano.